Hi, everybody. Welcome to Valley Views, what you see and what you hear in the Coachella Valley. What you have seen and read in the Coachella Valley for the last 40 years is Palm Springs Life magazine. And we are at Casa de Liberace to celebrate that 40th anniversary. And with me is co-publisher Frank Jones. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm glad you're here. It's great to be here. It's quite a day for Palm Springs Life magazine on its 40th anniversary. We're thrilled to be here at Liberace's house and having a good time.
Take us back 40 years ago.
Let's see, I was a sparkle in my father's eye. And he was a pharmacist here in Cathedral City. And that was a long time ago. And so the magazine's grown through his efforts. And if there's a man of the hour, it's him. And I think I see him coming now.
Milt Jones is with me, and we are going to take up where Frank left off. He was telling us that you are the man of the hour.
I can't pick up where he left off.
Well, he was telling us he was a sparkle in your eye 40 years ago, and the wonderful things that you have done, and we thought maybe you would share with us how it was 40 years ago, your ideas and your thoughts.
Oh my God! I was young. I was young and virile then. Now I'm old and virile.
You make me proud. I was a Jones girl.
Well, you know, 40 years ago. That's a long time. It's not 40 years ago. It's what's going to happen next 40 years. That's really what counts.
Take us there.
And I wish I could, but you know, my crystal ball I left at home. But it's going to be this town this valley is just exploding. Exploding positively, and it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful place to live.
It's exciting. Well, and we say on our show, live in the now moment, so that's what we'll do. Just enjoy today and your celebration.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go in now. I see Liberace standing at the door. We'll say hello to him, maybe take a little tour of the house, and talk with some of the guests. Here is Liberace and Stefan.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having us today.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
We're really having a good time. I'm so glad everyone could come by.
And how are you?
Well, I'm feeling great, and I just love Palm Springs.
You look wonderful.
Thank you.
I love your outfit.
Oh, thanks a lot.
This is really very exciting. The people are just starting to arrive, and there are lots of them coming. We're going to take a tour through the house and talk with some of the guests.
Well, hello, how you doing? It's really nice to see you. Come on in. We got a big party for you tonight.
I'm with Christine Schultz. Christine, isn't this a great celebration for Palm Springs Life?
Absolutely. We're so delighted to be here and enjoy celebrating with Palm Springs Life on their anniversary. We've advertised with Palm Springs Life for a long time and feel it's a very important publication here in the desert, and we're really excited about being here tonight.
It's a great magazine.
Absolutely. And I'm an interior designer in the Valley, and I enjoy the fact that it goes to so many people all over the United States. And it has great distribution, and I enjoy being in the magazine, and it's brought me a lot of clients and a lot of work.
Isn't that great? There's a good testimony. Cindy Davis Anderholt was up there talking with Stewart Winer. I want you to tell me, which I think you guys were talking about when Palm Springs Life sends the photographers out to do the tabletop event, and then they put the pictures in the magazine, and you get a billion phone calls, I bet.
Yes, it's very good advertisement and very good exposure, and it's a great magazine.
Isn't it? I mean, the pictures are so beautiful. But Cindy, tell the truth. Look in the camera and tell everybody, don't you look at Desert Stars first?
Absolutely.
The truth is that I have really enjoyed doing working for them as society editor with Janet Newcomb. It has been so much fun, and we say that everybody looks at that part of the magazine first.
I do. I go from the back to the front.
And you know what? We are a great testament to the fact that Palm Springs Life is dedicated to detail, and they care so much about excellence, which is probably why they're such a fine magazine, so prestigious, and why they're here now celebrating their 40th anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Dr. Scott Aaronson has been with Palm Springs Life since 1984.
That's correct. And it's been a great benefit to my practice since 1984, 1985 when I started advertising. And what's interesting is in the anniversary edition, they showed what my ad looked like in those days, 1985, 1986, which was a black and white ad. Now we've taken one step up. We've gone a little bit more into high-tech photography and print, and we're very happy with the response that we've had since we've been doing that. We went into the medical advertorial, and that's been a great benefit to my practice. And since I'm opening up a new plastic surgery center in a couple weeks, we expect that it's also going to be a big improvement to my practice.
Well, and that's when you really want to get the word out.
That's exactly right, and that's the reason why in the last few editions we have been letting the Coachella Valley know about the new office building, and we feel that the Palm Springs Life is a great way to go when it comes to getting out to the public. We've tried radio, we've tried different forms of print, and really the Coachella Valley considers Palm Springs Life the upper echelon, highest way of advertising and getting out to the public. So in general, we feel that Palm Springs Life has been a really great way of getting to the public.
Bud Johnson is with me, and he's going to tell us all the secrets of Palm Springs Life magazine over the years.
Wow, I am, only because I was here in 1949. I used to live next to Joan Cohen and Lawrence Harvey, and then I left town for 20 years, and now I'm back, and Palm Springs Life is super. You know, I have a shop in El Paseo, and I must tell you a very interesting thing about it. We've always done very well. And then I started to advertise, and this sounds like an advertisement, I shouldn't say that. They begged me to advertise in Palm Springs Life, and so I decided I'd go with it. And I cannot tell you the response I'm getting. I'm getting a response from New York, from Chicago, but more importantly, it's not the response that I'm getting, it's the response that all of El Paseo is getting. El Paseo, to me, is probably the chicest street in the United States now. We're getting not only people who can afford everything on El Paseo, we're getting people who, if they have to buy one item, come to El Paseo to get that special item. There's a magic about El Paseo. It's almost like La Via Condotti in Rome, when Rome was Rome, and now we call it El Paseo. And Palm Springs Life has attributed a lot to that because they do a lot of publicity on it. They've been very kind to all the merchants with a lot of their artwork being shown, pushing the art walk, and such as tonight. Wow, tonight at Liberace's old house. I mean, that's terrific.
Andrew Niederman, you travel all over the world. You see lots and lots of magazines. Tell us why Palm Springs Life is it.
Well, because I think it captures the valley in such a way that it represents Palm Springs. It's got the glamour and and the beautiful view of everything here. And it's so well known. Anywhere you go in the world, Palm Springs is a worldwide famous name. And Palm Springs Life has become part of that, and it's essentially an integral part of it. So it's really fun to be from Palm Springs, to go to London, Paris, wherever, and to talk about Palm Springs, and people say, oh, I saw you there in Palm Springs Life, or I saw something advertised that you did in Palm Springs Life. And you know that the magazine is really well circulated and well known.
Well, and when people come here and the magazine is in their hotel room, or they can buy it at wherever they go, the covers are always, always so fascinating.
Yeah, I think so. I think, it seems to have a sensitivity to what people are really excited about at Palm Springs. And this, the name Palm Springs is glamour connected to it now, and the magazine just fits right in there really well. And you couldn't ask for a better spokesman than Palm Springs Life when it comes to the desert region.
And there are so many famous people here, much like yourself, and you're always in the magazine.
Yeah, we are, and it's fun, when people call you up and they say they've seen you in Palm Springs Life, and then you really realize how far this magazine goes. I mean, people pass it amongst each other all over, which is a great circulation. It's almost like word of mouth in the book business, and it's terrific.
Hi, everybody. You are now in the Liberace home, the Casa de Liberace. He loved the house. He loved the Spanish architecture. This house was built in 1924. When you open up the library, voila is the hidden bathroom. Gold coins on a toilet seat, Liberace style. This was the garage that turned into the family room. And this is where he would hold his cocktail parties in here. Now this is where Liberace did all of his entertaining. in this wonderful dining room. He had 3 configurations of tables here. This was a large table that he seated up to 12, 15 people. He was a wonderful chef. This was known as the Marie Antoinette room. Actually, his mother, who lived next door, named all the different rooms. She had a lot to do with the house and how he decorated it. And Mom fell in love with this wallpaper that you see, and he loved it also, so he got this pattern in every color. So as we go through the house, you'll see this ceiling in different colors. So every bedroom has this ceiling paper. This was known as the Valentino Room, and you see Rudolph Valentino's picture on the wall. Well, that was Mother's favorite star, Rudolph Valentino. So what did she do? She named her son after Rudolph Valentino. So Liberace's real name was Guadlucio Valentino Liberace. So he didn't like Guadlucio, that was Polish. He didn't like Valentino, but he did like Liberace, so he dropped his first 2 names and became Liberace, or better known to his friends as Lee. Now here's the master bedroom. Again, look at the ceiling paper. You just left a room that it was green, and in this room it's gold, the same paper that was in the first bedroom that you looked at. The only change in the master bedroom is he had 2 beds in here, Napoleon beds, and they are in the Las Vegas Museum. So if you're in Las Vegas, the rest of the tour is up there. Now, between the beds, again, he had a great sense of humor. Between the beds was a picture of Napoleon, and he had an artist friend come in and paint his face on Napoleon's body. So we all took a double take when we came in here. Here we are in the Jacuzzi Room, and mirrors on the wall, mirrors on the ceiling. Every place you look is mirrors. This is where he took a jacuzzi. The new owner doesn't jacuzzi, so he put plants in the jacuzzi. And 20 years ago, Life magazine did a full-page spread in here with Liberace sitting in the jacuzzi, toasting with his glass of champagne. And there was a magnum of champagne here, his white dog was over there, and a mink stole was draped over the side. He was a man that loved antiques, and he loved very fancy bathrooms. This was a 17th century armoire, which was a wardrobe, but he didn't like wardrobes, so guess what he did? He made a sink out of it. Voila, marble sink. The Liberace wardrobe, now this happens to be the new owner's clothes, but there are many clothes in here that were from the Liberace estate.
Marilyn Vizel Blue, thank you so much for the tour.
You're welcome, Patty. It was just a delight taking you through.
It's fascinating.
It is fascinating. It's fun to see a real star's home as he lived, and this is how he lived, with a party and everything. Yeah. It's perfect.
Well, and you said you were here for so many parties. Tell us about one of your favorites.
One of our favorites was he loved the press, unlike a lot of stars. He invited the press in, and we had a big party here with the press, and I'll never forget that. It was about, 25 years ago, but I'll never forget what a charming hostess he was. Host! Yes. Not a hostess, host. And we all loved him very much. We miss him a lot.
Thanks for sharing your memories.
You, Patty.
Lee Goodsell of Kiner Goodsell. Isn't this a great party?
It's fabulous. This home is fabulous, and then everybody populating it makes it even more fun.
Well, you know, there were so many people outside by the pool and around the patio area that we had to come in here so we could talk a minute. How are things going? When you pick for your clients where you're going to put their advertising, I know Palm Springs Life comes to mind very quickly.
Of course it is. We have several of our clients that run with Palm Springs Life. It reaches, a nice upper demographic. It's a consistent context around it. You know it's always going to be a beautiful magazine and present your message in a really nice way.
And that's the truth. I mean, it always is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. They do a great job. The art direction on that magazine is superb, and we get great service from some of the reps, many of which I understand have been with the magazine almost as long as the magazine has existed.
And your clients get excellent results.
They do. They enjoy it. And in fact, the Advertising Federation of the Desert recently awarded Stewart Winer and Milt Jones the Silver Addy Award from that organization in honor of the anniversary that Palm Springs Life is celebrating, because all that they've done to advance advertising and the desert on behalf of everybody that's here through that magazine. It's been a great ambassador for the desert.
Absolutely, and they've done something right to still be here 40 years later.
That's a tremendous testament. They've really watched it grow, but I think also helped it grow as well by spreading that word, and it's been on coffee tables all over the world and brought a lot of people here just through its photographs and beautiful stories.
You bet. We were saying earlier that so many people here turn to Desert Stars in the back first.
Oh, yes. No, I've enjoyed my little time there. I remember cutting out my photo and sending it to my grandmother, and she enjoyed passing it around to her friends, talking about her granddaughter that was in, you know, Hollywood and out in the Palm Springs area, and thinking that she just had a celebrity in the family now. So
well, it's funny because when Jen and I took the society editor job, we always said that Stewart makes the final decision.
So I guess I made the cut. Thank you, Stewart.
Stewart Winer is the editor of Palm Springs Life magazine and my boss this year. I have to thank you for such a wonderful party.
Well, this has been an amazing month. You know that we got that Milt Jones got a star on the, and he's gotten all these awards, and the city of Palm Springs has given a big proclamation, and now this wonderful party for the celebration of the 40th anniversary. And I'm so glad that you're here. It's really great.
It's been a fabulous night. As I walk around out there, everybody is having such a good time.
Great food, great spirits, and just a wonderful crowd of people. Palm Springs is really, you know, it's very dear to our hearts, and it's so nice to see everybody come out and stay at a party.
Absolutely. Yes.
You know, usually you got to go to a party and they're gone in 15 minutes.
That's right.
So it's really great.
And everybody has fabulous things to say about the magazine.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good to hear. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And I'm sorry that you're not going to be doing our society coverage anymore, but you certainly did a wonderful.
With Valley Views, I had to make a decision, but I will miss you and everybody there, and I'm still my favorite magazine.
Oh, thank you very much, Patty.
And I'll still turn to Desert Stars first.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and thanks for being here today.
Thank you, Stuart.
Appreciate it.
I'm with Hal Lester, who did the cover for the 40th issue.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It's a major success, I'm told.
Very major.
Tell us how it all came about.
I approached Stewart Winer.
It's Winer.
Winer, excuse me, he'll kill me, Skippy. And I told him I was a good artist. I asked him to do an article on me, and he looked at me and almost laughed. And then he brought me into John Thompson, his art director, and they looked at my work, called everyone in, and he said, well, I'd like to use your work. And he used it in October, and then he had me do the 40th. Yeah, now I'm with Richard Garcia and Zantman Gallery.
Yes, Zantman Galleries is represented here tonight by Richard Anthony Garcia and Mona. It's so lovely to see you here. And we have our other guest is Mr. Silver. Mr. Silver is with us as well. And you advertise in the magazine and have for?
We have advertised for probably about 15, 20 years now with the magazine. It's just kind of a long-standing tradition to advertise because it's kind of like a home type magazine that everybody has. And so we're continuously looking for artists like Hal, something new, innovative that's coming in to the industry. And what about better tie-in? 40th anniversary, the cover, Hal Lester, Zantman Art Galleries. Maybe Mr. Silver here will join us, but I mean, this is exactly what art is all about, a continual change, something for everybody.
And Mona, you like Hal Lester's work?
I love it. His work is excellent, and it's beautiful. And what can I say? The best.
In Liberace's living room, I am with Greg Juarez and his beautiful, beautiful niece, Francesca Mariani. Did I say that right? Okay. How are you?
Hello, beautiful Pattie Caruso. You are probably the world's most beautiful television commentator in the world.
Tell us
most of them.
Tell us about Palm Springs Live 40 years.
40 years ago. Well, that's such a good picture of me in the 40th issue with Janet Gaynor, although I was here with Janet in 40 years ago and adored her. And of course, Palm Springs is magic today, and it was magic 40 years ago. And it will be magic 40 years from now. And my Francesca Mariani is on television talking about her last 40 years in Palm Springs. But it was wonderful. 40 years in Palm Springs was incredible. And I think that our host tonight made it that way. I think Palm Springs Life and Milton Jones and his son really were very instrumental in creating the ambiance, the tone, the quality, the beauty that was Palm Springs in those days. I mean, there was Lana, and there was Ava, and there was Frank, and there was Ginger, and there was Katie Hepburn. In the old days when I first came here, I went and stayed at the La Quinta Inn with Greta Garbo, which was fabulous. And so I've known them all, and it's been an incredible 40 years. I can't believe I'm still here and still alive and still doing it.
And looking so good.
That's not so true. But it has been an incredible 40 years, and I do think our hosts tonight are probably more responsible for it than anybody else, because they've kept it alive. We've had some ups and downs. I had my galleries here first time in the early 60s, and it was very popular. I remember Truman Capote coming in to buy a painting, and Anna Kurt Douglas and Louis Jordan and Keek, and I mean, we really have had some fabulous people in Palm Springs. Two hosts I take my hat off to. One is, of course, Milt Jones and what he's done with the magazine, and I was an advertiser in the 50s here for my galleries, and Serp and John Conti, who founded the television station KMIR. And of course, I think that and Milt probably together helped bring together, congeal an entire society, an entire creativity of beauty that made the world want to come to Palm Springs.
You know what, it's so interesting to talk to you. I can just, I mean, have you written a book?
No. Who would
You need to. I would.
Pattie,
I would. And you know what? You're the past, and here with Francesca, this now is the future.
This is my future.
Yes.
This is my niece, my sister's beautiful daughter, who's been in advertising, working in San Francisco, and I'm so pleased that she has decided to accept Milton's suggestion. She come here as the advertising director of his magazine.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Looking forward to the sunshine.
Actually, I think you should be a movie star.
Sweet. You're sweet.
No, we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
All the best at Palm Springs Life, and thanks so much for talking to us.
Pattie Caruso, you are the most beautiful. Thank you.
What a very special evening this has been at Liberace's home in Palm Springs as we have celebrated the 40th anniversary of Palm Springs Life. Our congratulations to Milt Jones, to Frank Jones, to Stewart Winer, to everyone at the magazine who makes it so special month after month. Until we meet again, remember, yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, today's a gift, and that's why we call it the present. Live in the now moment, enjoy our valley views, those you see and those you hear, especially those in Palm Springs Life. See you soon. Peace, love, joy, and faith.